Hey, friend, welcome into the Sandbox. I am excited to have you join me for the launch of our 7-minute strategies. These are going to be fast, quick, in a hurry tips, tools, strategies that you can implement immediately or get you motivated in your week. We drop these episodes on Thursdays. You're going to have a longer episode, and then you're going to have a short one, a longer one, and a short one. So you're going to get more content, and then we're going to actually give you the power-packed 7-minute strategy. And today we are talking all about the warning signs, right? The warning signs to disruptive behavior that you cannot ignore. And I'm going to give you some quick fixes to do that in just the next 6 minutes. Let's get to it in the Sandbox. Listen, you want to, we talked about in last week's episode, we talk about disruptive behaviors, but what's important about this is that you want to understand what those warning signs are so you can head them off, so you can get it solved quickly before it becomes disruption in the team, right? Before it becomes disruption in the whole workplace. Now, listen, people that come in with disruptive behaviors, they're probably not showing you anything new. It's just whatever's underneath the surface is bringing it out in a more bold and direct way. And you might have people that absolutely come in there bold. You're going to know it. And I'm going to say this. I don't waste time. When I see a behavior pattern, a disruptive behavior pattern, I encourage leaders, you got to get out in front of it quickly. You got to get out in front of it quickly. If you don't, it's going to infect the team, and that's going to cause problems. So let's talk about these warning signs. The first warning sign for disruption in the workplace, right? The idea that someone can come in and cause others to not be on their best day, their best game in the work environment. And you all know that you've had disruption in the work environment. One of the things to be paying attention to of someone who could be a real potential issue causer. Is that even real? Yeah, issue causer. That's what I'm going to stick with it. Lack of engagement, right? Visible disengagement. Somebody who comes in to the meeting and they don't make eye contact and they're staring at their 6-inch device the whole time, right? Or they pull out their laptop. And my favorite is, oh, I have a priority that I have to get off my desk. I invite those people out of the meeting. And then I let them know it's their responsibility to follow up with me to figure out what they've missed so they don't miss out on their assignments. Don't come to my meeting because you have other deadlines to get done while you're sitting in my meeting. That's not okay with me. And I don't like the 6-inch devices. I don't like people staring at them all the time, but they sit there on their phone playing, whatever game or checking email or texting or whatever, because, they're that important. That's a lack of engagement that they don't think that whatever you're talking with them about is important enough for them to participate in. So I want to get underneath that. And I want to get it to stop, right? People zoning out in meetings. That's another way of showing lack of engagement, right? Zoning out in meetings, not really paying attention and doodling. And, sometimes doodling though is good because I actually believe that helps people to stay engaged. There are people that does, but I want to have that conversation. Hey, noticed you bring your markers and your pen and you're coloring pictures on your paper while we're in the meeting. Yeah, because it's, my ADHD kicking in and it helps me to stay engaged, to listen. Great. Now I'm going to be asking that person follow-up questions to see what they took away from the meeting. I'm not just going to be letting it sit there. But you want to be checking in on those lack of engagement signs, because that's where disruption starts to happen. The other thing is escalation of conflict or power struggles. I've had this before where people come in and they're constantly challenging my authority. I'm like, look, y'all, I'm the consultant. I'm here to help y'all get better. You can challenge my authority. That's okay with me. I'm not sure what you get from that, but let's talk about it. And I will say that I get away with more things as consultant than you will as leader. I know that, but there's a way that you can even reframe that to say, so help me understand what the value is for you in challenging my authority. And I want to have that one-on-one with them. I'm not going to do it in the group because that's going to make the group feel uncomfortable. But that escalating conflict and power struggle, that's a sign of disruption. I mean, it's already in pretty much full force, but it certainly is a sign that it could be building and getting bigger, and we want to change that. And then the third quick fix is this. You want to get underneath and get behind the passive aggressive behavior, sarcasm, side comments, or a lack of cooperation. And I want to go back to sarcasm for a minute. That pent up anger, that pent up energy, that frustration is there and it comes out in sarcasm. And one of my favorites is people will say, I'm just sarcastic. It's just who I am. You're just going to have to deal with with it. No, because we're going to create the culture that we want here. So if you've got someone who's got a passive aggressive behavior pattern, that shows up as sarcasm and those digs, right? They're snarky little digs that they like and they think they're funny, and they might get a reaction from people. Yeah, no, we want to shut that down, because we hold people in the highest possible regard. We treat each other with respect here, and we don't use that sarcasm to take a dig at somebody. It's not proper. I'm going to say it that way. So there is a way that you get behind that, get underneath that, understand the root cause of it, so that that doesn't become an escalated disruptive behavior in your team. And I want to say this, I want to encourage you to act quickly. Act quickly when you start noticing these signs. Get underneath it. Get into a direct conversation with the individual to address those issues before they become anything bigger and escalate to a bigger level. Because when we do that, right? What's Craig Groeschel say? When the leader gets better, everybody gets better. One of my favorites, right? And that's what you're doing. You want to notice these behaviors, get better at addressing them so that everybody does, because that one bad seed can ruin the whole bushel, and it can take your whole team off course. So there you go. Those are the 3 quick fixes, right? Let's go back over them real quickly. Warning signs, lack of engagement, escalating conflict and power struggles, and passive aggressive behavior. Those are the 3. You want to get underneath them so that you can solve those disruptive behaviors in the workplace today. I will see you in the Leadership Sandbox next week. Make it a great day.